Well, hello everybody. Cat's like, before you go, I clicked the live button. And
It's fine. We could just talk about it on. It's nothing that we can't talk on here.
Oh, look,
This
this
is
is
true.
fine.
Mike comes in just on time. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Weekly. Everybody who's going to be here tonight actually got on as we went live. I'm Chris, Dark Avenger C86. Next to me is Cat Comic Uno.
Hey guys, what's up?
Below me is Mike, Spider Slayer Comic Corner 2.0.
What's up, guys?
And then diagonal from me is Michael, Deuterog 18.
What's up, Durag 18 here?
And unfortunately, Brant, LastEmberPress.com could not be with us tonight. However, he's getting ready for some big events going on this weekend for himself and Lisa. So we can't blame him for that. So with that being said, we got a lot to talk about. Guys, if you have questions, feel free to start asking them. There's a lot of interesting news we're going to be talking about this week. And yeah, with that being said, Q&A news, passing it over to Kat for that.
Also, to announce, we are doing a physical giveaway, which is fun because this whole entire show is talking about, digital comics and how we're switching to digital and the importance of physical comics. So, sorry if you heard anything in the background.
I didn't hear a thing.
All right, good. The giveaway, I'm going to screen share it, is actually a prose novel, which is, sorry. Let me go to there.
Did we lose Mike? We lost Mike.
Did we? Because I screen shared?
No. We just lost Mike. He froze.
Oh, hopefully he comes back. But yeah, the giveaway, all you have to do is post on our comments and just say, hey, anything, just in the chat. And about the hour mark, I'll say that we'll give away the comic and the prose novel. And it's called Warlock Holmes. If you're a fan of Sherlock Holmes, definitely might be up your alley. And this is signed by the author, which is pretty cool. So if this looks interesting to you, this is what we're giving away. And you guys can follow Warlock Holmes at Warlock Mama. And yeah, that's their information. So again, just comment and we'll be giving that away in the hour mark. But let's get into the news. So the reason I was like, don't go yet, Chris, there's three news pieces I added. And I just wanted to see if we wanted to talk about them. But one's that Sweet Tooth is revived at DC. 3 Jokers.
Is that the one with Robert Downey Jr. producing it?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's going to now be on Netflix. So that's the other news piece, is that they're, instead of Hulu, it's on Netflix. And then the last one is that 3 Jokers have been moved to August. So we now know the date. So is any of those 3 topics something you guys wanted to talk about?
I'm happy that Robert Downey Jr. Sweet Tooth made it to Netflix. And hello to everybody I highlighted.
All right, cool. Then we'll go on to the news we actually marked down. So first up, the only media news we wanted to discuss this week is that Boba Fett returns in Mandalorian. So Mike, you wanted to discuss this one.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cool, because this show is based off of the Mandalorians, and what not better way to put Boba Fett in there. Now, I read that it's not supposedly a big role that he's supposed to play in there, but there's something that happened in the first season that actually they're saying that there was a mysterious figure that actually showed up at the end of the episode, where it was like one of the women, it was a woman that got killed at the end of the episode, and you saw a footprint, and they were saying that maybe that was Boba Fett that came across her dead body. It was the actress that plays what's her name in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, Ming-Na Wen.
Yes, yeah, she died in that episode, and there was a mysterious figure that kind of stepped right in front of her and found the dead body, and no one knew exactly who that was. So people are saying that maybe that was Boba Fett. So I don't know, but it's kind of cool. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for season 2.
And it seems like that's all on track from what I'm hearing, even with all the coronavirus stuff. I guess they've already filmed it.
They already filmed it. Yep.
All right. Well, let's get into some comic news. We're going to save the bigger pieces about, this Marvel digital
while we're
stuff.
getting the comic news, because I don't think this was in our news. Was this in our news pieces? Because Tevye says he has a link proving that it's true, that 5G was canceled.
There was definitely I've heard rumblings about it, but I did not see an official.
I didn't either, and I heard about Generations moving forward. I know Generations is still happening.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Maybe us going to the 5G universe has been canceled, but the Generations one where they claimed they were going to change a bit of the past, where Wonder Woman was the first superhero and stuff like that, that stuff's still happening.
Yeah, I heard like death metal changed a bit, and then it's gone in a little bit of a different direction too, but I haven't officially heard.
Serenity hasn't either. Serenity said, I Googled it. Nothing.
Yeah.
So maybe they're thinking about it and they haven't made
it. Be a rumor.
Yeah, or again, people making up stuff because they're like, this is what I want to see happen, or it's a Bleeding Cool article or another website that doesn't really have a source and they're just saying it. But yeah, if there's anything ever confirmed, or if you give us a site that is legit about it, we'll definitely chat.
Well, I asked Tevye if he had a link. He said yes, and that was the last I've heard from Tevye. So,
oh no, he's searching for that link. But let's get into. Well, we got a comment from Chad who says, I'm pumped about my LCS opening the 20th of this month, delivering of new books. Awesome. Yeah. We're all very excited for new books, which, we'll definitely talk about because I think some of that's up in the air with some of these Marvel books because, we get those all physically.
What is coming out anymore. Like,
right?
it's been changed so many times. Like, and it's like these books are coming out this date, and then as soon as you get a date, they're like, no, just kidding, they're coming out these dates. And then we're working with Diamond, so we're going to come out with these dates. Like even DC changed when Batman was coming out, and it's crazy. And then it's just like, well, just kidding. Now we're going to make comic books digital, and it's just, God, it's just so up in the air, and it's just
it's hard to get excited.
Yeah, exactly. It's like make up your flipping mind already.
Yeah, we'll definitely be taking a deep dive into that. But first, we're going to talk about MegaCon being rescheduled, and that DC Universe now has a rewards program. So MegaCon, it's being moved to pretty much next year, but then they have another one in October that's going to be smaller.
Yeah. So being that I live in the Orlando area, that's the con that I go to every year, and that's where I met Kat actually. Well, I knew Kat forever, but me and her met there. And, yeah, they it's funny because it's supposed to be earlier and then they moved it to June 7th. Like whoever thought you were going to have a convention at June 7th, they're like pumping emails. They're like, yeah, come to June 7th. And like, yeah, right. Who's going to come to that? But tickets are already purchased. So now they're moving it to March 19th through the 21st of next year. Then to make up for this year, they're going to have a MegaCon like extremely limited edition. So it's very exclusive. They're only selling 25,000 tickets to it. And once the 25,000 tickets are sold, then that's it. And it's taking place through I think it's October 29th through November 1st.
That's so weird.
Something there.
Who's going to want to go to that? Like, what are they going to be promising? Like, what writer is going to come? Like, what exhibitor is going to come?
All I know is I know New York Comic Con sent out a survey, which I filled out about a digital, like, hey, would you do a subscription service or some type of like viewing service where you pay for everything online or something? I'm like, no. The first thing I said was no, and then the following page they said, do you buy comics? I'm like, yeah, I buy all that. I'm not going to pay to virtually go to a comic convention and come out with nothing.
Yeah, the only thing I could see virtually paying for is kind of like what the Hero Initiative's doing, like you actually talking to these creators.
Right, but not to sit in for a panel.
Yeah, because you could do that for free. So, or something you're getting out of the deal. Right. Mike Manhattan asks, did you guys hear Warren Ellis had a comic imprint he was setting up until COVID happened and the imprint had to be canceled? I did not hear about that.
I did not hear about that at all.
No. Kenneth also asks, who has the best sister dynamic in comics? I would go with Laura and Gabby.
Yeah, I would go with that one.
Yeah.
That was a good one, yeah.
All right, Tevia's asking if I got the link on Twitter, so give me a second. I'm gonna check out his link. There we go. Message request. Got it. Bleeding Cool. So nope.
Oh, you just put it right there. When you should know, don't link anything that's Bleeding Cool, because that is like what Kat literally just said. Kat said Bleeding Cool has no source. So no, if Bleeding Cool said it, don't believe it.
Or they'll say like a source told me, and you don't know who the
like
source
a
is.
bazillion times.
Tavia, do not link us Bleeding Cool. Any other website, if it was Newsarama, CBR, comicbook.com, Marvel themselves, DC themselves, completely cool. But Bleeding Cool, 90% of their articles are all Inquisitor kind of articles. They're not real, based on
the National Enquirer of like comic book sites, like
exactly.
It's like, whoa, this might have happened, or you know.
So 5G is still on until further notice. Everyone, we apologize for that.
I had a feeling it was one of those, but thank you, Tevia, for sending a link. Yeah, Bleeding Cool is usually not the one. But yeah, going back to the other news piece being the DC universe is giving away rewards, which I think initiatives are always cool. So I think that's a interesting thing. I don't think I have DC Universe anymore, though.
I'm going to have DC Universe. I think that a lot of people are leaving it, and with Disney Plus being so popular, they're trying to find ways to keep people and bring people back, maybe. And that's definitely a way. But I mean, I've seen the rewards program. I've seen what the rewards are. Yeah. I know the possibility of me getting a statue from DC Universe is 1 in a million. So,
I mean, I give them credit for like trying. You know, it would have been nice to do something like that from the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it would have kind of set you apart from some of the other streaming services that don't do that stuff. You know.
Sorry, I had to agree with what Kat said, because Debbie's like, sometimes they're right, and it's like, yeah, broken clock. I love that saying so much when I see it. So Kat got me on a good saying right there. It's
no
true.
worries.
Broken clock is right twice a day. So I mean,
that's it. It's true. It's very true. We did have a couple of questions here. So I answered this for Mike, but Mike Manhattan. Have you guys read Captain Marvel by Peter David? I haven't.
I have.
And the phone is ringing, but we'll ignore it. Dinesh says, did you guys read Shazam and Hawkman? All of us have tried Shazam. I'm continuing it until the new creative team, because there's like one issue left.
I'm continuing it because Superboy Prime, and then I'm going to try the new creative team as well.
And Hawkman, I've never had an interest in.
I started Hawkman. Unfortunately, with new comic books literally right around the corner, that might be the series that I end up not catching up on in time.
I read Shazam up until that whole delay, like that major delay happened.
Yeah, so there you go. And I don't think Michael reads either of those.
No.
Nope.
All right, let's go into some other news here, which is we're going to skip the retailer. Oh, Tom Taylor teases new Boom Studios. I believe it's called the Seven Secrets. Seven Secrets.
Oh, it's so exciting. I don't know what it is, but it looks exciting. I mean, and I love how he's being very secretive about it. He's just little teaser about the title, then little teaser about the characters. It's like, and
maybe that's the point. That's why it's called Seven Secrets.
I know. It's so far we got 2 out of the 7.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for the book. I'll be picking up no matter what. I hope it's creating our own. I think it is.
I think it is. I think him and the artist.
Yeah, and the artist is the guy who's done stuff for like Power Rangers and stuff.
Yep.
So good art. Any other thoughts on Tom Taylor's book?
I think it's just cool that he's doing an independent book, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. And Boom, I think that's cool. I know he did his deep stuff over there, so it's cool that he's going there instead of like Image or something that I feel like most of the Marvel or DC people tend to lean towards. Kenneth asks, did you read Superman Man of Tomorrow digital comic? I have not read any of the digital comics besides the Batman Adventures, and I stopped that. So
I've looked through it. I haven't read it yet.
There's your and Mike does not like to read digital books, so.
Yeah, no.
I love how she took a Mike doesn't like to read.
doesn't like to. All right, let's get into the next stuff, which is I want to save all the Marvel. Oh, we could talk about this Marvel thing. Marvel Digital Comic Shop is closing, which I didn't know I guess I didn't know if they had one, but is this like connected to their whole Redeem digital thing? Like I feel like
but the Redeem goes to Unlimited now anyway.
Yeah, but I think it's probably just the digital comic books itself that are probably gonna close, because if they're bringing out Marvel books coming soon,
they're just
in their exclusive store. Digital comics aren't going anywhere.
Marvel, like, for some of them.
I think it is just more of like this store is not getting a lot of traffic. Let's go to Comixology and that's it.
It's
and their Unlimited app, of course.
Yeah, and the Unlimited.
It's like, why do you need all those that excess?
Yeah. So that's the answer on that one. We do have a couple of questions here. Comic Universal. Did anyone read Dr. Aphra this week? Thoughts? I thought it was really good. I haven't. So
I
Chris,
have. Strong start. I know Mike's waiting for the physical copy, so I'm not going to spoil it. I honestly am waiting for my physical copy too. I just, again, Comic Frontline, so we can read it. And I thought it was a pretty strong first issue. Definitely a lot. It's leaps and bounds better than what Dr. Aphra was previous volume. So, Mike, you might not be disappointed.
No, good.
And then Mike Manhattan asks, any old comics you guys been catching up on?
I have a whole video on my channel, 22 books.
And I haven't.
I read some stuff. I read some trades or whatever it was in the beginning, but as of late, like I haven't really read all that much as of late.
This week I haven't read anything new, and that's kind of sad because I do have a few more series I want to catch up on. I might still.
Well, we also got those new books coming soon. Very small amount, but
so far the only books I read that were new from last week was Dr. Aphra and The Flash. That's it.
Not a bad list.
And I skimmed through Man of Tomorrow, waiting for the physical copy.
I don't know. We'll see if you get that anytime soon.
I don't think so.
Michael, did you read any books during this time?
Not really. I haven't been able to catch on any.
Michael is an exclusive reader. You really have to catch him. So you have to have Sonic, Exo, or certain characters, or else he's not interested.
If Michael's reading your book, you should be thankful because
he only reads about 5 books.
Yeah. So.
Well, I have a short library. What could I say?
So what books are we getting tomorrow?
Tomorrow's the digital. I guess we could. Let's just jump in.
Didn't we have the list? Yeah, we were going to talk about that.
Well, we have a lot of. No, let's save it for the end. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Don't jump ahead. Just go for the.
I won't. All right, we'll go through the list and we'll get there. But yeah, next up is that San Diego Comic-Con does a home event, and Michael wanted to discuss that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like if they're gonna do a home event like we were talking about before, like. If you're like talking about like things you want to buy, like you can't really buy anything physically. Like you would have to either, unless they're going to purchase it from online and it gets delivered to them in the future, or like, I don't even know how it's going to work. I mean, kudos to, what's that mean? Michael is a mood on the, whatever. Anyway.
I think it just means because you're not reading as many books. That's the mood. It doesn't. It's not a negative thing.
No, It's not negative. It means that you have to be in a mood to read books.
Yeah, but anyway, going back to the San Diego thing. I mean, kudos to San Diego that they want to keep the event going for the online thing. I just don't know how it's going to work, but if they have plans and everything of plans A through Z, I'd say then they should go for it.
No, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be watching. Who's like, I don't need to.
What does that mean? Willie Bleacher says.
Yeah, it just means you can watch it through the computer. So instead of going to the,
it's basically the equivalent of you're sitting in the audience while they're doing a panel, but via internet. So like when E3 happened and we watched it via the YouTube, that's what they're going to probably be doing for San Diego for panels.
Yeah, just with the virus, nobody can go see it, but. Yeah, I don't know. I like to see things physically, but with the virus,
Mike, you never went to a panel in your life.
At Comic-Con, New York.
Never went.
Yeah, I did.
Which
I
one?
went to one or two.
Which one?
The one I went with Cat with, and then the
Yeah,
one we
Michael went
to.
with one.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
he did
remember
do
which one it
one.
was.
That's right. The one with
Yeah.
that.
You don't remember?
So there you go. Michael's been to panels. We have two more.
That brotherly love happening again.
So much brotherly love.
Yeah.
They love each other.
Yeah.
Tevye, sometimes. Tevye asks, anyone read Lois Lane? No.
I stopped a while ago.
After the shower scene, I was
Oh, God.
I think nobody's been reading Lois
Was that in
Lane.
Lois Lane?
I was in Lois Lane. Yeah.
I was Lois Lane.
I
That
tell
seemed
people
like-
about that scene and people crack up.
That seemed like forever
yeah.
ago.
It was very forever ago, but it's still ingrained
I
in my
have
brain.
it to complete the set. Like I'm still buying it, but I haven't read it.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the answer to that one. We also have this is more to you, Chris. Thoughts on this week's Flash?
I thought it was good. I don't want to Mike, you reading Flash?
No.
Okay, I like how so Flash had to go back in time because Zoom is the only one that could defeat Paradox. So literally there's a scene where he shows up before Zoom kills his mother and he's standing and you feel the emotion. He's standing outside of his house waiting for it to happen, and it happens. He kills the mother, and then Zoom comes running out and says, "You can't stop me. You're already too late." It's a big fight back and forth, and he's like, "I'm not here to change the past. I'm here because of Paradox." And Zoom's like, "Wait, what? Paradox is free?" And all of a sudden, Zoom knows about Paradox, and he's like, "We got to do the one thing you don't want to do, Flash." And he's like, "I don't want to do it." He's like, "Well, we gotta team up," and that's where it ends.
Cool.
There you go.
I thought it was really good. There's a lot of stuff in between, but that one scene where Flash has to – could you imagine being the Flash standing outside of his house and literally letting Zoom kill his mother before –
I gotta say, I can't imagine it, but I have to say, Flash has done that story many times.
No, but he's never let it happen. Like the last time he was at that point in time, he stopped it from happening, So this is the first time where he didn't stop it. He let it happen, and then he got Zoom.
I mean, I'm glad it's getting better because I know we're always on and off with that title. All right, let's go on to the next thing here, which is I wanted to discuss this. Kickstarter lays off their comic outreach person, which I'm curious what this is going to mean for the comic side of Kickstarter. I'm definitely sad about this because she seemed like she really knew her stuff and really helped the community. And now that I feel like comics have become bigger on Kickstarter, it's kind of a weird time to do that. But obviously,
all people to let go. That's not the one person you want to do that to.
Yeah, so that was sad. Sad to see that. Let's see. We have also a God Country spinoff coming very soon. I think June they mentioned. I never read
reading the trade. I just Cat read the trade.
That was the first Donny Cates story that I actually ever read, and it was really good. Not anticipating that this guy would ever be working at Marvel at the time or anything like that, and I was like, "Wow, this is a good story." And I read it in single issues, so I have to read it. Now I need to get the trade. They have it at my shop, and I might actually do it this week since. Now that but there's still not that many comics, so this might be a perfect time to buy that trade and reread it so I'm fresh on it again before the new one comes out. I'm totally excited though. I think it's going to be great. Oh, sorry. And real quick, and again, it's another like mainstream writer here that's still trying to find time to do its independent work, which I think is awesome.
Always love seeing that. But yeah, I'll definitely try looking at the first issue. Let's get through some of these questions before we go to the big topic. But do you feel like online events provides more benefits in a condition we are in right now? In comparison to real events? I mean, I think it's, it's interesting. So this doesn't have to do with comics, but Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters did a piece, article on why live events and like concerts are so special. And he talks about like being on the other side and talks about the crowd and different things you experience. So I don't think anything could be compared to a live event or live music or, you know, a Comic-Con or something like that. So, but is it good that they're doing it now? Sure. It's not for me, but I think it's great if people just love going to panels and hearing people talk, that option's there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think going to something never replaces it as it is on a screen. Like, just for us example, how much cooler would it be if we were actually all together doing this show instead of doing it online, right? So you feed off of people's energy that much more when they're together. And that's the same like when it comes to sporting goods. Like, how do you think when they bring back sports, if they bring back sports, there's going to be no people in the stadiums? How does that work for the athletes? They feed off of that energy, you know? Being an athlete of myself, as I played tennis for years, you know, before I was teaching it, I know what that's like. It's a totally different emotion, you know, and it is much different, you know, but again, we're going to take what we got to take, right? I mean, it's better than nothing, because we couldn't have this technology and do half the stuff that we do now.
Quarantine would be very different if we didn't have the internet. That is
Oh
for sure.
God! Could you imagine if this happened back before the internet?
Oh,
People would have
God.
gone nuts.
People would be really well read.
Not even before the internet, before we even had things like Skype,
Like YouTube, and Skype, yeah.
or any of these types of programs, right?
Yeah, it's very different. I mean, again, like Mike was just saying, nothing can exchange human connection, but it's nice to have, like, being able to see people's faces and, you know, having a Zoom call with your friends or something like that.
Jesse says it best. It's like watching wrestling. It's weird without fans in the audience. It's just weird and quiet.
And also another best part is like when you go to the con, you see other people in their cosplays, and if you're cosplaying yourself, I mean, that's also another fun thing.
You're cosplaying yourself? Oh,
you could. I do that all the
now I got it. It took a minute. I'm like, Mike, if you're cosplaying yourself, I don't think anybody's gonna.
Are you right in there, Chris?
When someone asks me if I cosplay, that's the answer I'm going to give them. I'll be like, I cosplay as myself.
And Barry, I'm going to answer your question real quick. I'm the only one here that got that back, the Spawn Kickstarter. I'll be doing an unboxing when they come in November.
Yeah. So you'll get that
in November.
In November, you know what? I mean, November is going to come sooner than you think. This time has been really passing by.
This year's been flying so far. Yeah.
I didn't even know when today was like. Oh, it's 3 o'clock, and then it ended up being, oh, the show is here.
I like Barry Allen's comment of LOL. I was a fan of tennis ever since Mario Tennis on a 64. So much fun. Yeah, Mario Tennis 64 was lots of fun.
I'm sure Mike appreciates that.
I love when there is a video game that has to do with tennis, because there's so few of them, and it's just like, I remember playing this one game on Xbox, like when it was on Xbox 360, and it was a tennis game. And you
I remember that one.
Yeah, you could go on tour, and you could buy bags, and you could do all this shit. I'm like, yes, finally a real good tennis game, you know? I like Mario Tennis, but it's so like
press A.
You know?
It's like basic. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I remember that tennis game. I remember it was like over like a family friend's house or something, and I was so addicted to that tennis game.
Were you?
Yeah, I really liked it.
It was called like Topspin or something like that. I don't remember, but I remember I bought it used. It was so like super cheap at like GameStop. It's like $5 because no one buys it. Who plays tennis games? This guy here. So it was a good deal, man, and I love that. I think I actually still have it today, because it was I kept it when I got my Xbox One, thinking that it might be playback compatible one day. So I haven't checked to see if it is.
It might. Every month they add more and more games. I think by the time the new Xbox comes out, they'll have the whole back.
No, they're gonna refresh it, and then they're start over.
No, I think they're just gonna keep adding to it. That's what they keep saying. Everything's sticking around.
Oh,
you have to buy more. All right, well, more questions here. More. Comic Universal says, did anyone attend the virtual Star Wars Day New York Comic Con? Nope.
No.
Right. I think we've answered this, but it's a new spin on the question. But Muhammad pretty much asks, do you read superheroes from other companies outside of America?
No.
I don't think I do, honestly, which
don't
is
think
sad.
so.
It's just like America, sadly, is a closed bubble when it comes to entertainment. We don't get, at least for comics, we don't get too much from outside of America.
I will say Dan from Argo Comics, he has a new imprint, Blue Thunder, and he's starting to bring superheroes from outside of the United States over, translating their comics and releasing them within his new imprint. So if you'd like to see, Dan is also part of Comic Frontline, also an awesome writer. You can go check it out at argocomics.com. You can find him all across social media. So yeah, there are a few places, but he hasn't released any yet. So I'm waiting for him to start releasing them, and then we'll I think it's cool what he's doing, at least. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I didn't know about that. That's cool.
My sister-in-law got me a comic from Australia one time, and it's based off a kangaroo, and I forgot the name of it.
Kangaroo Jack?
No. I don't know if it was called Killaroo or something like that. But it was from Australia. She got it at an Australian comic shop and she gave it to me. I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. I think it was black and white, but yeah, that's the only thing I got from not here.
Hi, Damien.
Hey,
Sleepy Reader, what's up?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
I've seen him on my show. He's popped in on Dark Avenger Lab a few times. Good to see him flying around everywhere again.
yeah. Let's see. Chad asked, have you read Dark Arc? I don't
First
think I have.
2 issues. I read the first 2 issues. I stopped and said I'm going to collect the rest in trade.
Dark Arc is from
I think it's Aftershock.
Aftershock, I believe. It reads better, I hear, in trade. It's a bit too slow single issue wise, so I'm getting Dark Arc in trade. It's a different type of art. With this type of story Dark Arc is, I would expect different artwork. Not saying it's bad. It's just it's different. It's artwork you wouldn't expect, but it's still a good book and artwork's good. It's just weird matching with the story artwork.
Yeah, I like the artist.
Oh, I love the art. It's weird that they went with that art style for this type of book.
Let's get into our main. Oh, are you guys back?
No, we've got Animal Crossing's question.
We can answer that one if you want. Or is anyone playing? I did.
I recently just started, actually, and my fiance actually plays it too. So
she does.
Yeah,
I haven't played in a while. I don't know. It's one of those things you have to I feel like you have to keep at it every day. And I'm
not good with games like that.
It's real time, right? It's like the old one.
Yep. If you put it on right now, it's nighttime unless you change your time on Switch. Yeah, no,
a good time to do when you're quarantined, at least.
Oh yeah, for sure. It came out at the right time for sure.
And Damien agrees with me. Dark Arc was hard to stick with. I agree. The art was weird mix.
I remember the World Reader is the same artist of Dark Arc, and I really enjoyed that one. But maybe it just fit the tone better. But yeah, we're going to go to the main topic. I do see some other questions. We'll get to it. But we're going to dive into first DC approving Tuesday releases with Diamond. So that means there are DC titles. So like, let's say you want to get that Punchline issue. You might have to go to the store on Tuesday to get it instead of Wednesday. Or if it's on your pull, then you shouldn't have a problem. But man, I really don't like this. Honestly, I understand they're doing
I feel like DC and Marvel are fighting to see who could come up with the worst idea
this week.
There's somebody who said that. Somebody said it on Twitter, and I'm starting to agree because every week they're throwing something new out. This week was DC, last week was Marvel. I can't wait. Then what next week's going to be?
Yeah. This is a horrible idea. Like, yeah. I think that if this really does happen, I think 2 things can happen. It's like the shops won't release their books until Wednesday, or what would happen is Marvel and everybody else would just say, let's just move it to Tuesday with DC. That's the only thing.
Or they could do this, or they're going to divide it up. Like some issues they'll put for Tuesday, and then the other issues they're going to put for Wednesday. Like, let's say Justice come out Wednesday.
The problem is with that, though, like when you look at it, that's a lot of work for the comic shop, you know, because they got to sort through all those issues. They got to put all the issues on their racks and everything else. And then it's just like, okay, here's new comic books this week just for Tuesday. and then it's like, oh, here's new comic books now for Wednesday, and it's just like it just makes sense to do it all at one shot. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean,
And are they coming on Monday then? Like, or do they have to do that all on
Yeah,
Tuesday?
that's what I was gonna think. Do they have to deal with
Yeah.
delivery on Monday and Tuesday, or do they get the delivery Tuesday? It's like, oh, just throw them right on your shelves immediately.
right? Like, think about it. Me personally, I'm not going 2 days a week, even
No.
if my shop
Okay.
is 5 minutes away. I want to get all my comics at one time. I mean, yes, I love to make my comic book haul video, but just for a convenience factor, I just want to get my comics at one time. So, like, Chris, if you went to a comic book shop, would you go 2 days?
No, absolutely
My
not.
store is 30
I
minutes
would go
away.
on Wednesday. I literally would go on Wednesday, and it's like Sleepy Reader said, I'll probably end up missing out on hot titles unless I pre-order. I wonder how Midtown's going to do it.
But just
Probably
create a
they'll just set up a pre-order for Wednesday, and it'll be a combination of the following week's
Probably just
Tuesday and
give it to you.
Wednesday.
They'll probably just give it to you, yeah, on that Thursday or whatever. They'll give you
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
books,
they'll
but-
ship them all out on Thursday, right?
Oh, we got a couple of new people. Rudy,
people?
Vernon.
Rudy,
Yeah.
I see Rudy. Rudy's new.
Welcome. So, and I'll add you to our giveaway to remind you if you comment, we're giving away a physical signed copy of a prose book, Sherlock. If I can remember the name of it, I think it was. Hold on, guys. I got the name in once. Warlock Holmes. There we go. It's Warlock Holmes. So
Damien said DC wants to line up with bookstore release dates.
I heard. Yeah, I had that down, but yeah, quickly on that.
I think they'll back down. I agree.
They're being released at the same time, which is weird. But going back to the Tuesday thing, yeah, I'm not going on Tuesday. I'll go on Wednesday. I hope this is just for right now, and they move back to Wednesday. I don't think it's a good idea. But yeah,
I think it is for right now because they did say they want to play catch up, so they'll catch up a bit on Tuesdays, and then when everything's caught up again, and
I don't understand how that's a catch up though. It's still the same books coming out that week.
I know
Yeah.
that's what worries me because if they're talking to Diamond, they're planning to keep this. I think they're going to test the waters. If it does great, they're going to keep doing it. If it doesn't do great, maybe they'll stop.
It's just
They're probably going to do the Tuesday release thing for a while until they build their money again.
They realize
Because all the
it's
weeks-
no one
No, no,
buys
no.
comics on Tuesday.
Mhm.
No,
That's
no, no,
usually what's
no.
gonna happen. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just saying, like, with all the weeks that they haven't brought out comics in the physical form, they might want to do it for a while until their businesses and their money gets
But
stable.
why? When everybody else is still doing it on Wednesday.
And also,
mean,
what's
some
the difference?
businesses
Why
might
are
need
they releasing it Tuesday? Like, how does that affect their sales? I don't get it. What were you gonna say, Mike?
No, I was just
No.
going to say it just
Oh,
makes sense to come. No one is going. Again, if your shop is not convenient for you, you're not going to go twice a week, and people are just going to wait till Wednesday. Especially if you have a pull list at your shop, you just say, "Hey, I want to pull just the DC comics, if anything." Just be like, "Oh, I'm going to pull Batman. I'm going to pull this. I'm going to pull that," and they're just going to wait till Wednesday anyway. It just doesn't make sense. And I still think it creates extra work for the comic book shops
And more confusion for the readers who have to. It's like, okay, great. So now I have to come in 2 days, especially if you don't have a pull list with a shop. Let's say for people who are chasing after certain books, because as much as everybody hates this name, Punchline is still brand new. People are going to be chasing for certain books, and
Well, maybe
now
that's a good thing. Those people don't want to get it. But yeah, I will see how this works out. Michael, did you have more things you wanted to say about it?
No, I was just saying, like, in like a business perspective, I was thinking that's why they're doing it. I mean, I don't think they should do it because, like you guys said, like it's only great to do it once a week. But I don't know if it's just to build up some businesses and some stores that weren't doing great sales. But I still
Again,
think
I don't
they
even
should stick with
understand
it
how
once
that
a week.
builds up sales. I don't even understand.
I don't know how it would.
Like-
Me neither.
Just a business perspective, I'm thinking. I don't know.
Yeah, but in the business perspective, I think it's worse to release a product. It's like saying, I don't even know how to compare it to. It's like to release a product on a day you're not expecting. It's like changing the show of the day of the show and just not you just say, oh, we're Monday now. Don't you think we'd get less viewers? Probably. So it's the
I
same
mean,
thing
it's
for
like Damien said, they're trying to release at the same time as bookstores. I mean, even video games come out most of the time on Tuesdays. Maybe they're trying to release on days that other things release, but still, why? Wednesday
So you
is
have more
always
competition.
been new comic day. since the dawn of time. Why change?
Well,
it?
I think actually
Come out Tuesday.
there was a time when it wasn't Wednesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's decades ago. I think it was
I
Tuesday.
If you change it, I think you change it across the board, and that's it.
Yeah, I agree with that. It should be a Diamond thing and not just a DC thing.
Sweet has an interesting take. Strategically, it's actually a brilliant move because DC is using their high share of comic market to diversity from Marvel. I think it will work, but hurt indie comics more if DC does their books on Tuesday. I think it's going to hurt everybody. Well, again, it's like Mike said, that people aren't going to go twice to a comic shop. I think maybe hardcore people who are like, oh, I've got to go Tuesday and Wednesday now will do it. But 90% of the collectors will just go on Wednesday and say, hey, by the way, next week on Tuesday when DC releases their books, a day early and make fun of them for it. Put this, and this in my box, and I'll pick it up on Wednesday when I pick up every single other company's books. I don't think it's I don't see it's strategically being smart at all. I think it's just DC trying to divide themselves even further in the comic industry, in the readership. I mean, people aren't going to go to a comic shop early for DC comic books. I wouldn't, and I'm the DC guy here, and I wouldn't do it. So,
yeah. Let's get to some questions, and we'll go to the
Sleepy
Marvel.
Reader has a good comment if you want.
What do you say?
Bring it in there.
This one?
You want to feature it? So I think biz-wise, it's about their relationship with the book market. Yeah, I could agree with
Could
that.
be.
Because obviously, one thing we lost Mike for a second.
Mike. I'm going to keep it on this because when that happens, we get super close.
Yeah. No, that's interesting because one thing that I think a lot of people don't see is that floppies don't sell very well, like profit-wise. Like they sell a lot amount, but to make a profit on a floppy, it's harder than a trade. So a lot of times, especially for indie creators, they rely a bit more.
Are you trying to segue into the next topic?
I wasn't doing it on purpose, but it is definitely segueing there.
Segue, let's use it.
Yeah, so it's interesting that trade sales do better again, money-wise, it does better for them because you spend less money to create a book like that, a booklet.
And more people want it because it looks better in their collection.
Yeah, and again, it's just easier to make a profit through a trade. So I think maybe that's what they're turning towards.
True, maybe. I mean, there are channels dedicated to trade paperbacks, like Gem Mint talks a lot. He gets floppies too, but he does a lot. He has like shelves of trade paperback. There's another channel I watch called Near Mint Collection, and all of his stuff is like he literally does monthly hauls, and all of it is trades. He buys literally trades.
It's interesting. Well, let's get to some questions and we'll go to the Marvel stuff. But aggressively relaxing. What's the comic you want to read the most when comics come back?
Everything.
Right? I just want comics in my hand.
Everything. I don't have a preference.
I am excited for Power Pack when that does come because that was going to come out the week when everything stopped.
The event. So the Outlaw.
No, just Power Pack. But
the Outlaw event. Power Pack. Screw off everybody else. I don't care. Everybody else could die. Power Pack.
Why won't DC do it on the weekend? Because people don't tend to like do those type of things on the weekend. It's just
free comic book day is the furthest I think anybody will ever go for stuff like that. I think
because people like spend time with their families and they're not. I mean, there are people that go on the weekend to buy comics. Yeah. I'm not saying that, but a lot of people
like go every day of the week. You can't say every single day they go.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the internet. If you do something on the internet and you post a video on a Saturday, let's say, it's going to get less views than if you post it on a weekday because people are like out and trying to relax and like go to the park and do different stuff. So it's harder to get people to buy comics and read them on a weekend.
Agreed.
Let's see. Did they ever do weekend releases? Just free comic book day from what I know. Thoughts on Aaron's Avengers? I think our thoughts is that none of us read it.
I have to still catch up. I'm gonna wait for the next arc to start. Honestly, I think that's the one book where I'm like, you know what? I really didn't like the first story, so I'm letting this story pass with Night. I think there's what's going on right now. I forgot. We were talking about it, and I said I'm waiting for this next arc to end, and then I'm gonna try.
I don't remember actually.
I forgot. There's somebody. They're fighting. I can't remember the name of the person. I could kick myself. Moon Knight. There's an arc with Moon Knight going on right now, and after that, I'm jumping in and trying it again.
I wonder what happened to Mike. I'm trying to stall a bit, but we got one more question from Sweet. Oh, there we go. If Mike comes back on, let's see. The last question, then we'll go to Marvel stuff. Are you guys going to add any new books to your poll after? I mean, Chris got that one.
I made a whole video. It's on my channel right now. I added a total so far of 22 books. There's still a few other books to read. So, yeah, I literally went through my entire pull list and then shared all the stuff I've added. However, certain books are being pulled off now. Segue because...
Yes, let's segue. All right. So the big news, we're going to combine these two because they're both about Marvel, but weirdly enough. So Marvel Black Widow issue 1, which is definitely one of their bigger releases because Kelly Thompson's on it. You got the movie coming out, is going to be early, but only the top retailers. There's only going to be a few retailers and the variant. The next topic is the big topic that's on our literal title, which is the Marvel Ads digital only books. So we don't even know how this is going to be collected. It looks like they're only going to be collected in trade.
That's it. That's how it's going to go. The single issues online and then the rest of it collected in trade.
The books, surprisingly, most of them are minis, but some of them are big books like Ghost Spider, which is the big one we're going to talk about. Ant-Man, which is almost done. Avengers of the Wasteland, Ravencroft, Star, Marvel's Spider-Man, The Black Cat Strikes, Hawkeye, and then 2020 Ironheart. So this is such a big topic. Let's do the Black Widow thing first. Black Widow, I hate this idea because then it's like playing.
I do too.
And I just think it's the topic we were discussing already. If you release books like this, then it loses what we love about comics, which is talking about the stories every week and the serialization of it. It's like if half of people watch a TV show, like a TV episode, because it was released only in New York, but then New Jersey couldn't see it. It's pretty much like that for Black Widow. And in the digital comics, man.
I'm going to throw Damien's question up because it has to do with what we're talking about. I'm just going to bookmark it because it's getting pushed down pretty quick. But keep going, Kat.
Yeah, with digital comics, it's even harder because now it's not like the digital first from Jessica Jones and stuff where it's like, okay, it'll be collected in an issue at some point. We literally have to wait for the trade. And Ghost Spider is one of my favorite comics. So they're forcing me to read Ghost Spider digitally pretty much. Which my plan is, just for people that watch my show, is to read them this week, but not to do a review until next week because I'm not doing a review for 2 books. So I'll do Ant-Man and Ghost Spider the week after, but it sucks. It's like I'm really being forced to read it digitally.
I'm not even doing that. I'm waiting. I think I mentioned this. Yeah, I mentioned on Dark Avenger Live this past Friday. I'm not doing any reviews until at least the first week of June because that's where everything's going to be back. You know, everything. Independence, Marvel, and DC. Even though Marvel's going to be selective and DC is still going to be, it's just going to be released.
Are you going to read your books though? Because we're going to.
Oh, I'm going to read.
Do it on.
I'm going to read them, but I'm not going to bring my review back until I have a full list, or else I'm going to be doing what you're doing, Kat. 1 or 2 books, and it's just a review of a book. And exactly. So, Damien, I have been reading more digital. I figured this is a good time to just throw this in there. I've been reading more digital to catch up and see and test series that I either dropped or haven't had a chance to read, and then I've gone back and bought I'd read an issue or 2, and then I go and buy either the physical single issues to catch up, or I go straight to trade. So I have been reading more digital because I'm reading into books I didn't read before to see if I like them, but then I'm switching over to physical. I don't know, have any of you read digital?
I mean, again, only because I'm being forced to this week. But other than that, I haven't, honestly.
Tevia says a comment here, and I don't agree with this comment. This is what I think why they're doing this. I don't agree.
Are you talking about this one?
Yeah. So basically, Marvel screwing over shops for profit. That's not what it is. Why they're doing this is because I feel that Marvel has an excess of comic books, okay? And so in order for them to catch up, they're taking these books physically off the shelves and they're releasing them in digital format. And so what happens then is down the line, they'll release it in trade. That's what they're doing. What I don't agree with is that these books are already out, and for people that are collecting them, they've already read 4 issues, 5 issues, whatever it is. And it makes sense that, okay, maybe that they're miniseries, except for
Ghost
Spider. And so the only thing I can think of is that were their sales that low that they're
what I think? For Ghost Spider, I think their sales were probably so high digitally because younger people are reading it. That's what I think. I don't think the sales were low just because it was Spider-Gwen. I think it's just their digital sales were so high for her.
Right.
That's what I think. I might be completely wrong. I don't know.
I think this is a testing ground also. This is an out there prediction, but they're doing it now. I feel like, first of all, they shouldn't have interrupted any of the miniseries. If they were going to do it, the only one that makes
Black Widow issue 1. Do the issue 1s instead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
Ironheart 2020 is the best one out of that whole list. Ghost Spider should not be on that because it's an ongoing. And then the other minis, like, for example, Avengers of the Wasteland and Star. I bought, literally during this break, I bought all 3 issues of Star, and I bought all 4 issues of Avengers of the Wasteland. And now I won't get the last couple of issues for each of those series.
What does Hawkeye Freefall have? 2 issues left?
2 issues left.
2 issues left?
Yep. And that's it. Most of these minis only have an issue or 2 left. Even Black Cat Strikes. There's only, I think, 1 more issue left of that.
Are you guys going to read it, like bite the bullet and read it digitally? Or are you guys just going to?
I might, but I mean, again, it's because we have Frontline's thing, or else I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
I just wait for the trade. I don't even know if I buy the trade. I feel like I'm being forced.
Frontline Situation would be the only way I read. But you know what? Honestly, the only one that I'll probably read now is like go out of my way for it is Avengers of the Wastelands, because I really truly enjoy that story.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it'll depend. I guess it'll depend how many comics I have to read. You know what I'm saying on the particular week. It's just frustrating. It's like I don't have a lot digital comics if I don't have to, because I just don't enjoy reading a comic book that way. I truly don't. It doesn't capture me the way that a physical comic does. I've said this a million times. It's just not the same, you know.
But my out there prediction is, if this does really well, because I know there are a few people in our comments who love digital only, Sweet Exorcist being one. I think if this does really well, it opens the door for Marvel in the future. If sales of miniseries or ongoing series start to dramatically drop, this is where they can say, okay, this is going to a digital only format, and then we'll collect.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that, because then at least it gives a chance to maybe some books that would have gotten canceled. But yeah, we'll see.
No, not to cancel. I'm saying even books in the middle, like miniseries, they'll just stop it halfway through and then throw it into a digital only format.
I don't know how much I love that, but like, think about Future Foundation, right? That's a really good example of a book that literally the first issue didn't come out and they canceled it before the first issue came out. So maybe they would have given that more of a chance if they had this digital only format. But yeah, the only 2 books I'm getting from there is Ant-Man and Ghost Spider. I don't know. Ghost Spider would never drop. So I
agree with Chris.
He agrees with us. He thinks digital is actually better for him, which is completely cool. Everybody collects different.
Everyone has a preference. I mean, some people don't have a place to store all these comic books, right? So it's kind of just like, I'd rather read it digitally, you know? So, but I agree with Chris though. Like, anything that's attached to Iron Man 2020, I think should have been like digital, because look at all those books that had to come out with that particular series. There's a lot
coming out. Rescue's coming out printed though, even though it has 1 issue left. It's crazy.
Doesn't make sense. It's weird.
Yeah, so we're living in a crazy world, guys.
I think that there's room for both. I'm one of those people that say do both. I mean, on what Kat's saying, it makes sense also, you know, and Mike also was saying, you know, just because they have so many books. Marvel has the most books. I think they dwarf even Image, and Image has a lot of titles that they release. And I think it would be okay for certain books to be digital only or digital first, but miniseries. I mean, with Ghost Spider, I hear rumors that she's supposed to be ending anyway in 2 more issues. Maybe that's why. I don't think so, though. I didn't
Not
hear
hear that.
information.
I mean,
That'd be such a weird cancellation.
you do make a good point. Like maybe going forward, like just make, like you said, miniseries, digital comics,
Yeah.
right? If they
Certain
release so
miniseries,
many digital books, I'm sorry, so many miniseries physically that sometimes I'm kind of like, do I really want to read it because it's just a mini? Or maybe same with one shots. You know what I'm saying? Like one shot books, maybe release that digital. So then you have it for both, you know?
I still think that
Well-
ruins the experience, though, because then I feel like we will give less of a chance to those miniseries. Like if it's digital only, I probably
Yeah, exactly. Because some people are physical only, some
Mhm.
people are digital only, and some people are in between. My
Right.
one thing though is if they're going to start this digital only, lower the price. I don't think a digital comic has the right.
It's never gonna happen.
That won't happen.
And that's where the sales.
Yeah.
for me will
Once
go
that
up, and we get it
happens,
for our
that's
group.
when it affects real comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we could already see that it is affecting comics because again, books that you want in your long box is not going to be there anymore.
Mhm. So, I
I'm
don't
so
know, but I
I'm a
won't.
little
I won't
confused.
buy it. I mean, I won't buy if it's the same price. I think it's ridiculous. $3.99 for just digital. At least give us $2 less for it.
All right, let's go into some of the questions. I don't know if Michael. Yeah, Michael's back. Michael, did you have an opinion on this?
Which one was it now? 'Cause
Digital
mine's-
only.
Oh no opinion.
All right, let's go to some questions I saw up above before. So give me a second. I just got to scroll up. Do you see the planned Ironheart Disney Plus series will lead towards building up champions? I didn't even know. I don't think there is an Ironheart Disney Plus series.
I think there was rumors about it. I didn't hear anything beyond that right now.
Nothing's been, I feel confirmed.
No.
So.
Sweet Exorcist asks, have you guys read any digital comics on DC Universe app? Which I think we've kind of talked about. We haven't been using it as much.
I haven't even touched the DC Universe app. I've been on Disney Plus mostly.
And this is a question, I guess, more for
Michael.
Yeah, which Conan event do you like better?
Didn't I answer this one?
Serpent War, Serpent War of Battle of Serpent Crown.
Oh, I thought I answered that.
Hello,
Serpent-
Doctor Who at 50 and beyond. Nice.
But yeah, Serpent Crown I've actually liked reading because it has more stuff to it, which I do know it's still an ongoing series, but I've been liking Serpent Crown actually.
I don't know if this
Kat,
is
yeah, okay, she got
Yeah.
it. Kat got it. I'm just gonna sit back and watch this one go. Go ahead, Kat.
I think how you guys are looking at it through a customer's point of view. If you had an opportunity, regardless of your profession, you would want your product in eyes of your consumers. So yeah, I think we're looking at it more from a business standpoint.
I mean,
my
Kat and I
opinion.
are both comic writers, and I
Yeah.
would never do digital only for my book.
I mean, it's tough. I thought we were playing devil's advocate. I thought we were kind of seeing both sides of it. I think as a customer, yeah, I do like physical comics more. But I think we're also seeing it more from the business side of not the company, but of the retailer. I would say that's what we're trying to do is more of like, how does this affect the retailer?
You know what would be
How this
cool?
affects Marvel or DC.
You know how Apple has those little stores where you can bring your phone and you can sit in and you can plug it in and you get like free Wi-Fi and everything. Imagine comic shops becoming that, where you could bring your phone or your tablet and you could sit in there, you get free Wi-Fi, and they offer you Marvel Unlimited and everything for your tablet while you're in this digital comic shop. That would be something interesting to see, I would say.
That would be
I don't see
interesting.
anybody doing it.
I'm sure there'll be one day we'll see it.
You're gonna have to. You gotta follow the times. And if digital becomes something that's more of a norm, that would kind of be cool. If of course people went that way. Like I said, I'm indifferent to digital and physical. I believe there should be digital and physical. They can coexist. Period.
I agree. I mean, it has for how many years? let's get into our giveaway because we're at the hour mark. So again, we're giving away a signed copy of Warlock Holmes, and this is a printed prose book. I do have the site up, and please email us at let me get to this site. Email us at comicfrontline at gmail.com. That way you give us your address if you're still here. I'm going to actually give the first 3 people. So all 3 just message us with, hey, I won. And then I'll answer back the person who actually won. So first, the first 3 people, please message us. So the first one here is is Adblock. Hold on.
Yeah, Black Knight. Oh, wait, what?
Let's see the lyrics.
I saw Black Knight.
Oh my God. Okay.
I saw Black Knight on top.
Oh, Black Knight. Where did you see that?
I did on the previous.
I saw it.
All right, let's see. Sorry, guys. Oh, here. Winner is Dinesh. So, Dinesh, if you're still here, you are number 1 winner. So, we're going to the second winner.
Y'all respond if you want your prize.
Second winner is Willie Belcher, number 3.
Oh, never mind. I was reading it wrong. Okay, never mind.
You just read the list.
I read it wrong.
Number 3 is Tevia. So please, all 3 message us. And then I remember, so it was Dinesh was number 1. So he's the one who actually won. But if Dinesh doesn't answer us, then it's Willie. If Willie doesn't answer us, then it's Tevia. So I'm going to
Black Knight, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I saw your name at the top of the list, not at the bottom where it said the actual winner. Forgive me, man. I'm sorry.
Chris jumped the gun. You're not running contact, Chris. Leave it up to Cat.
I did not cheat. So yeah, please, comicfrontline@gmail.com.
While you were doing the contest, I do want to, because Adam did clarify himself, and he didn't mean digital only. And lower, he did say something before this, but then lower, he said, I agree, digital and physical can, but promote as much as you can, regardless of course. Well, that, of course.
All right, let's go to some of the other questions. And the other thing we were going to do is go through the Marvel and DC solicits. It seems like we actually have the real dates. Crazy. And we'll talk about like what we're getting and all that. So, but let's get to some questions here. Do you guys feel that Nadia Van Dyne will be appearing in the MCU anytime soon? No, I mean, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Cassie? So... Superior Spider-Man was a series that ended and people loved that book. What if Ghost Spider suffers? I mean, all about the sales. And Superior Spider-Man ended because they wanted to end it. It wasn't canceled.
It was definitely a definitive ending. Peter Parker wasn't going to stay that way forever.
Right.
What about DVDs? Do you buy physically or digitally?
Physical.
I don't really buy DVDs. I don't know. I go to the movie theaters more than I
go to the movies.
But also like Netflix and stuff like that. I don't really buy movies.
I only buy movies on Black Friday sales.
I agree on that.
That's the best time to buy
movies. Year. That's all I ever do. I'll buy about 7 or 8 Blu-rays, and that's the only time I buy them.
The next question is, which Teen Titans event is better, Lazarus Contract or Terminus Agenda? I don't like any of the events. I don't remember liking any. I like when it wasn't an event. I don't remember, honestly.
The only DVD I think I've got so far, physically, I'm trying to think, was Star Wars. Everything else I'm waiting for Black Friday, like Mike said.
Do you guys think Viv Vision will appear on WandaVision? See, that's something I could see happening.
That would be cool.
It is so based on Tom King's run.
I could definitely see that happening.
That'd be cool.
That would be a big deal. If you want to talk about like a book that would rise in price, would be the first appearance of Viv.
Yeah. Oh, I would say any of the Tom King issues, which are already pretty high.
Right.
Muhammad asks, will there be a new draw if all 3 don't answer? I have a feeling Tevia probably will answer us.
Tevia already did, yeah. So if the other 2 don't answer, the 3rd place winner already answered. So,
any opinion on 3 Jokers? I'm actually excited for this. The artwork looks really good. Batgirl's involved, so yeah, I'm excited for 3 Jokers. How about you, Mike? Are you excited for 3 Jokers?
I am. I just hope it delivers. You know what I'm saying?
No, that is
Like we've been hearing about it for years, and it's kind of like, all right.
I don't know much about this, but what are your thoughts on specs on books? I'm guessing you mean like when books go higher and, the different prices of books in the market.
I
don't
get
know.
happy if it's in my collection.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. We're more the people that talk about the story than. I mean, it's always nice to get a hot key issue, but we tend not to talk about that as much just because that's not what interests us the most. But probably the wrong channel to ask. I don't know.
We're the story people, not the.
I mean, I don't mind having spec books. I mean, I'm more of the person that likes to collect the older books, just because I think they tend to have more value. Modern books, it's hard to really get excited about unless it's a major character, for me at least anyway. Like, for instance, like Null got introduced in Venom. So like I can see that book maybe having legs in the long term. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to some of this other stuff, I'm kind of like, yeah, it's just like it may be hot for right now, but then it's going to drop off eventually. It's hard to get excited about how a modern day book could be worth so much money, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't interest me enough. But so far, I will say on our Gmail, we do not have any people who responded back yet. So letting you know, if no one does respond, we will do again next week. But yeah, Tevia, if you're in the comments, you probably should respond because you are third place. And obviously, Willie and Dinesh. All right, let's get into these last two things here. So do you want to do DC or Marvel's solicits
Let's
first?
start with DC and then go to Marvel because DC's been releasing, so Marvel's a newer edition.
So this is from DC's website. So we're gonna go week by week and talk about which ones we're getting. So this is the official list. We hope we've done this every week and it just keeps changing. So June 2nd is Action Comics 1000 2020. Yes, 1022. Batman Superman issue 9, Birds of Prey issue 1, which has been trying to come out for months. Catwoman issue 22. Catwoman, the 80th anniversary is finally coming out. Detective Comics, Event Leviathan, Checkmate, Far Sector, Constantine, Justice League Dark, The Last God Source Book, Scooby-Doo, Shazam, Swamp Thing, and Wonder Woman. From that list, I am going to get Birds of Prey, Catwoman, Shazam. Someone getting
you said
books.
Too many books I'm picking up. I'm picking up a lot, but I know Catwoman's not one of them.
I'm getting the 80th. I want to.
The 80th I am. Catwoman.
Oh, yeah. I'm not getting the regular. I'm getting the 80th. And then, yeah, so I'm getting 3 from that list.
I'm getting a lot.
I'm getting them all.
Mike, what do you get from DC, or do you need Cat to go over the list again?
Yeah, what was it again?
Action Comics.
Yep.
Batman, Superman.
Yep.
Birds of Prey.
No.
Yep.
Yes.
Catwoman.
Is that the first issue, Birds of Prey?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
I
one
think
that
it's a one
was
shot.
out like 2 years ago?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll buy that one.
Catwoman issue 2020. Catwoman 80th anniversary.
I'll get the 80th.
Yeah, same. Detective.
Yep.
No.
Leviathan, Checkmate.
No.
Far Sector.
No.
Constantine.
No.
Justice League Dark.
No.
The Last God Source Book.
No.
Is that number 1?
It's a Tales from the Book of Ages, issue 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo. Shazam.
I always add that to my little list.
No, I guess I'm not buying it.
Swamp Thing Giant, and Wonder Woman.
No. Do we have a new writer on Wonder Woman again?
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm waiting.
I think it's gonna, because of all the delays, it was supposed to be June, so I think it's gonna be like
This is for June 2nd, Comic
Yeah.
Universal.
This is June.
Tevia just sent his I just got his email.
Okay, cool. So Tevye, if the other people don't answer in like 2 days, we'll give you the book, and I'll have the PR person who contacted me to send the book. So yeah, so I'm getting 3. Chris is getting a lot. And Mike, how many are you getting? on
0.
that list?
No,
Oh,
there
I
was
think about Michael.
Yeah, Michael's.
Birds of Prey and Catwoman.
You said Birds of Prey and Catwoman's 80th.
All right, so that's 2. And then Michael, I think from that list, I don't think you're getting anything.
No.
Okay. All right, let's get to the next week, which is June 9th. Amethyst issue 3. We have Batman issue 92.
Yep.
Batman Secret Files. Batman The Adventures Continue issue 1. The Batman Grave. DC Classics The Batman Adventures issue 1. Doom Patrol Weight of the Worlds issue 7. The Flash.
Wait, stop.
Mhm.
Start over because Mike just got back.
I heard Amethyst and the computer cut out. It knew what it
So,
was.
It's like, not
Amethyst,
Amethyst.
and that's a universal no. So continue.
So Batman issue 92, Batman
Yeah.
Secret Files issue 3, Batman The Adventures Continue issue 1, Batman Grave issue 7, DC Classics The Batman Adventures issue 1, Doom Patrol Weight of the Worlds issue 7, The Flash issue 755, Harley Quinn issue 73, The Joker 80th Anniversary, Justice League issue 46, Justice League Odyssey issue 21, Legion of Superheroes issue 6, Lois Lane issue 11, Nightwing issue 71, and Superman Giant. Once again, I'm only getting 3.
Dude, they're like Marvel, man. They're just going all out.
They are, but I'm still not getting a lot from them.
Like 15 of their books are like Batman books.
I know, man. It's a lot.
I know I'm getting Justice League. Chris is probably 2, right? Yep. The Joker. That's the Joker one. Is that
Yeah, the Joker 80th.
Yeah, definitely getting that one. Might get a couple of those.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be cool covers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting I'll probably get like 2, 3, 4 of those books. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, 3. Chris is getting all of them somehow. Michael, I don't think, is getting any of those.
0.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. June 16th, which is the Aquaman Giant, Batman and the Outsiders issue 13, Daphne Brine issue 5. So probably got nothing. Dark Knights Death Metal issue 1. Not getting that.
I'll try it.
You gonna try it? I really did not like that first event.
I'm gonna try it.
I guess it depends what comes out. If nothing's coming out, maybe I'll try it, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it right now. Flash Annual issue 3. Green Lantern season 2 issue. Maybe I should get it because there's not a lot coming out. Hawkman issue 24. Mad Magazine issue 14. I literally have 0 comics right now. Metal Men issue 7. Nightwing Annual issue 3. I got one. Strange Adventures issue 2. Superman issue 22. Wonder Woman issue 757. And then Young Justice issue 15. So I'm getting 2 or 3 comics.
3.
None.
Mike, we know you don't read anything.
Well, I'm making a statement. None.
He's making a statement. Nothing, DC.
I mean, death metal.
Wow. Yeah. I guess we're going to have to get Death Metal then.
You have to look
Right.
at it, actually.
Yeah, it might be up your speed, Michael. I think this is the no, 2 more. June 23rd. Aquaman issue 60. Batgirl issue 46.
Yep.
Batman issue 93.
Wait,
Batman.
Batgirl is the Joker War, correct?
I don't know if it's up to that yet. It might be.
Okay, it depends if it's the Joker War. So question mark.
Question mark on that. I'm getting it. Batman the Smile Killer issue 1.
Yep.
Batman Beyond issue 44.
Yep.
Books of Magic issue 20. The Flash issue 756. Green Lantern 80th anniversary.
Yep.
Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. Constantine issue 7. Justice League issue 47.
Yep.
Justice League Dark issue 23. The Low Woods issue 6. Plunge issue 4. Red Hood Outlaw issue 46. So there we go.
Yeah,
One.
Mike has the book finally. Ding, ding, ding,
Mike-
ding, 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 ding.
We got Suicide Squad issue 6, Jimmy Olsen issue 11, and Teen Titans issue 42. So I'm getting 4 books.
Oh, that's 2. Teen
I
Titans.
have several.
That's 2.
Michael got 2.
Red Hood and Teen
Oh,
Titans.
Michael got 2.
Yeah, we'll put 2.
Here's for you, Kat. Tell me you thought Batgirl was canceled.
You gotta stop reading Bleeding Cool, Tevia. They're not canceling Batgirl. Yeah, was not canceled. But yeah, I'm getting 4 from that list.
Several.
I know I'm getting Teen Titans and Suicide Squad. That's what I heard.
Yeah, from that list, Batman probably you'd get as well, and Green Lantern.
Batman on there.
Green Lantern 80th is coming out too.
Oh yeah, definitely Green Lantern too.
Yeah, so those are probably yours. All right, let's go to the last week for DC, which is very small, and then we'll get to questions, and we'll do Marvel. Batman: The Adventures continues, which I'll get. Deceased
Issue 2?
Dead Planet, yeah, issue 2 because issue 1
Yep,
earlier in the month. Deceased Dead Planet I'll be getting. Leviathan Checkmate issue 2.
Nope.
Harley Quinn issue 74. Justice League issue 48, Lois Lane issue 12. So I'm getting 2 from that.
The only book I'm getting, but I'm not reading, is Lois Lane, and that's just to complete it because I got up to like issue 10. I figured I might as well finish it.
Comic serves, that's a long name. Says Joker War will get me to read DC for sure.
Joker War is going to get me to read extra Batman books, but I've already been reading a lot of Batman books.
I'm looking forward to DC. That's what I'm on board for right there.
I'm excited for that too. Cassandra Sandsmark, Wonder Girl, is a lead in that, so I'm really excited to see where that goes. Yeah. All right, let's get to some comments, and then we'll do Marvel, which is going to be less because they're not doing it every week. So let's see what we got here. Do you want to see Japanese Spider-Man in the next Spider-Verse movie?
No.
Yeah, I don't care.
Everyone's been saying that he might be in it
Yeah, be cool.
because there was a symbol that he might be in it. They said it could be possible.
Well, we'll have to see. Mike Manhattan asks, anyone reading Symbiote Spider-Man? I know Mike was.
I am as well. It's very
I am too, man. God, it seemed like forever since an issue that come out.
Tavia, stop reading Bleeding Cool. I saw he thought another book's being canceled.
See, that's another thing, though. Like, that's a mini series, and that wasn't put on digital. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just
no
saying,
complaint, please.
right?
All right, let's go to. I'm trying to see if there's more comments here. I think there's some people just talking about what books they're getting. I feel like there was a question about Death Metal. Tevia says he's looking forward to Death Metal ? Yeah, Tevia thinks all comics are getting canceled. Red Hood and the Outlaws getting canceled issue 50. I don't know, man. All right. Have you read the Terrifics? Oh, we lost Mike.
Yes, that every week, and every week I mention I'm behind, and Mike says he read an issue.
Yeah. Do I want to see Mayday in Spider-Verse? Yeah, of course. I'd like to see Mayday anywhere. She's lost. She's a lost girl. All right, Mike's back.
Did you add up because I'm helping Cindy log into something in a minute.
Okay, there we go. All right, let's go to the Marvel books here now. Marvel. And guys, ask your last minute questions because we're going to start wrapping up after this. So whatever questions you got for the Q&A, start axing now. All right, let's do like first handful of the books. So June 10th, we have Black Cat issue 11. Daredevil issue 20 is going to be June 10th as well. Deadpool issue 5 is June 10th. Excalibur is June 10th. Miles Morales. Spider-Man is June 10th. New Mutants is June 10th. And that's it for June 10th. I'm getting 0 books June 10th.
I'm getting a few.
I'm getting Black Cat, Daredevil. I need to jump on Daredevil. I've heard so many good things. People have been telling me, Mike, you got to read it. And I heard that 20 is a good jumping on point.
Oh,
I actually heard that. I think Bavarian told me actually.
Yeah, it's got 2 parts to it. I would say read the whole thing because there's a lot that went on. But it's a good jumping on point.
Right. And I actually asked my comic shop if they had the trades, and they were actually out of them.
Yeah,
so they're gonna order them for me so I can catch up on the series.
I might check it out then if it's a jumping on point, just because I, like you guys have been saying, heard so many good stuff, and then I pick it up and I'll be venomed and it's horrible.
Right, I know.
I don't know, but we're going into a big issue. This issue is going to be like the big follow up to the previous. The last one was on a big cliffhanger. So
you have to maybe catch me up and give me a little summary of what happened when we get closer. All right, let's get to some of the June 24th. 2020 Rescue issue 2 is coming out just because. We got Captain America Marvel Snapshot issue 1. Empire.
I'm going to start collecting those.
I don't know. I just feel like got so much on my list. Do I need a snapshot?
I don't think I am.
Empire issue 0, Avengers, Immortal Hulk issue 34, Iron Man 2020 issue 4, Spider-Ham issue 5.
Oh.
And then this doesn't have a date. Star Wars Bounty Hunter issue 3.
Yes.
Feels like forever since I've read since issue 2.
None of these have dates after this. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, these are all trades after it, so I'll just read them.
Oh, yeah.
Thor issue 5 and then Star Wars. I'm getting 3 of these. So I'm getting Immortal Hulk, Empire, and Rescue, because I finished that off.
Yeah, good starting point for Immortal Hulk. It's the new story arc, remember, with the leader.
Do I remember? Probably not.
Yeah.
With Rick, what's his face?
You thought like Rick Jones the leader? Remember that was that? Yeah, so it's going to start a whole new story arc. So that book actually ended at the right time.
Yeah, but see, we haven't had comics in so long. We're forgetting things. Like, who's that Rick guy? Rick something.
Rick, that guy. He's just only existed in comics for decades. But who is he?
Who is he? I don't remember.
I always forget his name. In all honesty, I'm like always have his face in my head, and like Rick Jones doesn't sound right. But yeah, more Hulk has been great. I'm excited for that to come back. But it showed the difference of how much DC is releasing and Marvel. Marvel's releasing nothing in June,
which is crazy because usually Marvel dwarfs everybody in release comics.
Yeah,
but again, I don't have a problem with that. Like, I just think that maybe they're actually trying to be smart about the way they release their comic books. Like, it's like, okay, we're, as much as I hate the digital, idea because of books that have already been out, they're like, all right, well, we're going to release these books digitally. And then what we're going to do is we're going to release titles slowly so people can get back on their feet. We're not going to overwhelm them. Like, I kind of see that. I mean, I'm hoping that's what they were thinking when the reason why they're doing this,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna miss getting a lot of comics. Like, I think it's gonna be weird to just read 5 comics on Wednesday. I'm done, but I think it's a good way for shops to start to reopen and make sure everything's going smoothly. You don't want very important books to come out and people can't get them. So yeah, I understand that regard why they're doing that. And DC, I mean, they're doing their Tuesday thing and they've been releasing digitally. So I guess that's why they think they could release all these books. I was really surprised to see stuff like Catwoman and Green Lantern, all those 80th anniversaries in 1 month. I'll say I was surprised for that.
I agree.
I'm glad there's big books coming out. So when we do this show, we'll have something to talk about. So
it's kind of funny though. I don't think we ever not have something to talk about. Like, we have no comic books, but yet this show is still an hour and 20 minutes.
Yep, exactly.
That is for sure. That is true. We always have something to talk about. But hopefully there's a big something we can talk about for our viewers here. We actually do have some questions. So again, last minute questions, guys, until we start to wrap. Let's see. I have a couple here. Any opinion on Hickman's X-Men going into an event? I guess
it's going well.
Yeah, I like Hickman's X-Men. What is it anymore? I don't remember because we haven't read it in a while, but I did like it.
I'm not going to read actual X-Men for quite a while, not until at least mid-July.
Yeah. I actually agree with Damien. It's weird how cautious Marvel's being, but maybe it's wise.
Yeah, exactly.
We have Muhammad who says, do you try anything of Malaysian culture? I have not.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe I have.
I didn't know.
I didn't even realize it.
You don't realize it. Anyone excited for Empire? Not really.
That's just a book where it feels like I want to be excited for it, but my gut is like not excited for it. Like, I feel like this event is like gonna be a train wreck. Like, War of the Realms was really good, right? And so this one, it's just like I don't know, and I hope it proves me wrong, and I hope it's an awesome event. But for some reason, this is just one Marvel event that I can't seem to wrap my head around, like why I just am not excited for it.
Because it seems like it came out of nowhere. The one thing I loved about War of the Realms is that it was a buildup of Jason Aaron's run for so many years. And it was so many stories connected to Jane and Thor. And it just wrapped up the whole Marvel universe in a beautiful way. But Empire is just like, I guess we haven't used hulking in a while. Let's do it.
And they throw them in the forefront and they're like, here you go.
Exactly. It just kind of feels so random. And I like hulking. I like the Young Avengers a lot. So in that regard, I'm excited. But yeah, it just feels like it came out of nowhere. Just like, Krees, there's something we haven't done. Cool. Let's use Krees again. So we'll see. I don't know. And also because now that they use the Fantastic Four again, I feel like that's why they're doing it. Anyways, let's get to the next one. Muhammad, you don't like Spider-Ham, the current comic. I read the first issue and I liked the cliffhanger, but I didn't really like the comic much.
It's one of those books for me that I'm just not going to spend $4 on, right? It's just for me, that's not worth it.
Yeah, same. I agree. Other question somehow. Okay. Are we gonna do new giveaways next week or every week? We do giveaways when we can. We had no new comics to give, so the reason I did this is just because the PR person asked me to give away the comics. So if you want to contact creators and other books you really like to give away a book and let them know about the show, go for it. But that's the reason I gave away the book was because I was contacted about it. So
I mean, we've been doing giveaways for digital codes for comics. Speaking of digital, but if you don't have a way to get physical comic books, we give away these digital codes when we have new comic books. So when we have new comic books again, we'll do the contest where we give away digital codes. Chris gave away his digital codes for Titans.
Yep.
So,
I still have Superman Red Sun. That might actually be something we do
we
next
can do that next week. Yeah.
We can do that next week. So we got a digital movie next week. There you go, Muhammad. We will be giving away Superman Red Sun digital. So for those of you that didn't get to watch the movie, you'll get to possibly win it next week.
Yeah. So we always try to give back because we love you guys and we appreciate you watching.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we've answered the Clone Wars thing a million times, so we'll skip that. Let's see if there's any other questions.
We answered that too, Tevia. Tevia's asked us like 12 questions we've answered in the past.
Yeah. I think that's it. I don't see any other questions unless you guys have any comments.
No, I don't see anything. Nothing's coming up. I just see questions we've answered before from Tevia. And yeah,
I guess we'll start wrapping unless any other topics you got. I mean, I think we've crossed the board this week.
Yeah, we have. We've crossed the border, G.I. Joe and more. See, I found a way to put that in there, and I still love it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here for this week's Comic Book Weekly. As always, if you are not subscribed to Comic Frontline or Comic Book Corner 2.0, click that sub button. This way we are your
Oh, Mike's
Mike. Michael?
I don't hear Mike.
I heard myself. Oh, we lost Mike. But anyway, subscribe to both channels. Mike puts up videos throughout the week. Comic Frontline, we have our topic videos that will be returning as soon as comic books are back on time again. So subscribe this way. We're in your sub box and you don't miss a thing. In Cat's box, we have the notification bell. Very, very important. When we live stream, when new videos come up, if you click that notification bell, you'll be notified when all that happens. Now to the right of Michael, yes, is the thumbs up button. That tells YouTube you enjoyed this video and also helps us get this out to more people because they will start showing it to people. And then to Michael's left is Comic Frontline across social media. You can find us all across social media at Comic Frontline on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and right here on YouTube. And then clicking this, getting rid of that, you can follow all of us across our own personal social medias right here, right there, and right there. They're all in our boxes, so you can follow all of us across social media on our personal social medias. Does anybody have anything they'd like to talk about before we end the show?
I'm good.
Good. Michael?
I think Mike is still kind of with us. Yeah, he's
So thank you so much for being here. On my end, Dark Avenger Live this Friday, so come check that out if you are around. We're going to be talking a lot of stuff. Mike's just waving goodbye, so good night, everybody.